with Aaron Jones out and not having a ton of success running the ball, at the end of the third quarter, Jordan Love only had 15 attempts and 9 completions. Garoppolo had 18 completions on 27 throws, telling me Josh McDaniels had more confidence in his quarterback than Matt LaFleur had in his. That's what worries me. Again, I'd be okay with 15 throws if Aaron's healthy and Dylan's rolling downhill, but it does look like that they're calling a pretty conservative game with him. Is that fair?
I think so, yeah. It was like they finally took shots. I think Christian Watson had like 2 targets middle of the fourth quarter or something like that.
Yeah, I said this. It reminds me when my kids pulled out of the driveway when they first got their license, like I was hopeful, but if something bad happened, I wouldn't be shocked. Matt LaFleur looks almost uncertain and kind of tentative with him. Again, 15 pass attempts, 9 completions at the end of the third. Listen, 2 of the picks were bad. The deep ball, he's trying to make something happen. I don't want to be impatient, but one of the things, and it's such a crucial part of playing quarterback, is just quick, decisive decision-making. C.J. Stroud has been really good really quickly. And C.J. Stroud, game 1, got Baltimore. I mean, really quick. See it, let it rip. And the seeing it part, Justin Fields has struggled. Zach Wilson has struggled. C.J. Stroud hasn't. Jordan Love feels like a little bit struggling. I can't explain it. Some guys see the field, some guys don't. C.J. Stroud's almost been remarkable in his ability. Yeah. I mean, he got not much in camp. Baltimore Ravens opener, defensive coach, first-time play caller. Get it done, kid. And you can see he sees the field. When you talk to Packers, and sometimes anonymously, is what you're seeing surprising, or is this kind of what you were told?
I think they knew there would be growing pains, but didn't it just seem so disjointed? Everything, like the first or second drive, like Matt LaFleur is chewing out Luke Musgrave. You don't have Aaron Jones, which that changes a lot. He's your best player. David Bakhtiari, he's done. Romeo Doubs was invisible for a stretch. Christian Watson had 2 targets in the middle of the fourth quarter. There's drop. Even look at those 2 deep shots too. The one deep shot to Christian Watson, it looked like Watson might have timed it off a little bit, but it hit his fingertips. Right. Love throws it from his 20 to the other 20, and then he just flat out missed Watson on another deep shot. So when you're, to your point, when you're not just hitting receivers in rhythm of the offense and spitting the ball out, you've got to be relying on those big plays. So it's a pretty bad mix when you can't get in rhythm and you're not seeing it quickly and you're not hitting those big plays. It just is like a mess of a game.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I said last week on FS1 or 2 weeks ago. The disturbing thing is because he hasn't played much, it feels like it takes him a while to get in rhythm. And, some guys are ready to go. Some quarterbacks are very good. Brock Purdy, very good out of the chute. And other quarterbacks, guys that are not as active, they don't. Like, I feel like Jordan's like, he like starts a basketball game and he needed to be on the stationary bike. Like, he needs to be ready to go, and he's out of rhythm, which means he lacks a certain confidence. The other thing that's a little disturbing is when you have an offensive coach, generally speaking, it's an advantage to have extra time. So they didn't play last Thursday. So they had extra time. So, by the way, Detroit had extra time and played yesterday. And how good did their offense look? It was tricks. It was deception. It was physicality. So the Lions and Ben Johnson with extra time, it was a master's class. The Packers had an extra day. They go from a Thursday to a Monday and completely disjointed. And Tyler, with an offensive coach. Now, it's different. Defensive coaches tend to be more motivators. It's about blowing stuff up. Your Tomlins, your Sean McDermott's, extra time may not be as crucial. But for offensive coaches, Andy Reid in September, like, I got extra time and a Monday, and that's it against the Raider team that had struggled to take the ball away. Like, this is the first time, if you're a Packer fan, you kind of come out and you say, this ain't great, right? Like, it's not good. Something magical happens when the third quarter ends and the fourth quarter begins. The energy changes. The fourth quarter That's where games are won. And in business, it's where sales teams become legends, the fourth quarter. That's why HubSpot built Sales Hub to give sales reps the deal-making tools they need to win in the fourth quarter and close the year strong. Sales Hub Prospecting Workplace organizes your schedule, your to-do lists, your goals all in one place to save your team time in the precious fourth quarter. Smart sequences help sales reps close deals faster than ever. Plus, AI forecasting helps you accurately predict future successes. And with an easy-to-use management tool, reps can find, track, and close deals all in one place, which means less hoping for deals and more crushing targets. Put your sales team on the fast track now to winning the fourth quarter with Sales Hub. Learn more at HubSpot.com/sales.
You've got a plotting A.J. Dillon giving you 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Your top receiver didn't start the season. You're still without Aaron Jones here. It's on the coach, to your point, to scheme some stuff up. And you see it. Like, I don't want to sit here and make excuses. I mean, every team to some extent is dealing with injuries to the offensive line, to their skill position players. I mean, look at the Houston Texans. I mean, they're down 4 starters on the offensive line, but with Bobby Slowick, a Green Bay native himself at offensive coordinator, he's plucked from the Shanahan tree. I mean, everything is in rhythm, and CJ Stroud is seeing it. It's first read, second read, balls out. I don't know what the problem is. I mean, it's probably a combination of LaFleur and the game plan being pretty uninspiring. You've got to just get the ball to a 6'4" fast dude like Christian Watson on a wide receiver screen. Just give Jordan Love an easy completion. Get that body that can move fast, rolling downhill. There was none of that, but Love has to see the field better too. I think he'll get it. I think with reps, with starts, with time, this stuff can be learned, because we have seen the Josh Allens and the Jalen Hurtses improve accuracy, start to see the field better with their private quarterback coaches in the offseason, with their NFL coaches during the season. It does take time for some guys, but we have seen that play that you kind of referenced earlier where it's like there's a slant, it's open. Jordan Love seems to be looking at it, but he's just not hitting it. He's holding the ball. He's getting sacked. He's trying to make something happen. Steve Calhoun is his private quarterbacks coach since 8th grade. We had him on our podcast to go long, and I asked him about that play. It was the same thing against Detroit last week, and we saw it against the Vegas Raiders here tonight. And he said, Jordan Love, he's got so much processing in his head pre-snap. He's thinking so much through, and just take your layup. So maybe with more reps, more starts, he starts to make the easy play because they're there. I mean, they are there for the pickings.
Yeah, listen, Garoppolo is now 42-19 as a starter. And when I watched tonight, one of the notes I wrote down was, for all the limitations of Garoppolo athletically, and he doesn't throw a great deep ball, Garoppolo very confidently and quickly lets it rip. And he'll throw that ball right on a line, right into traffic. He had a couple of big throws tonight. He's 42-19. And with Jordan, what I see is uncertainty. He's not quite sure. His accuracy's hit and miss, mostly hit, couple of misses tonight. But I guess my takeaway right now, I said, because he sat for 3 years, I'm not giving him 2 years. I'm going to wait until Thanksgiving. I'll have kind of a feel. He's clearly not a tier 1 guy. Can he be a Derek Carr, a Tua? Can he be a Dak, a Cousins? I'm 50-50 on it. I think physically he's got the tools, but so much of this sport is just seeing, processing. I watched Zach Wilson. His last couple of starts, it's kind of hopeful. But for 2 years, I swear he just couldn't see the field. He just open stuff, couldn't see it.